Hello everyone and welcome back to Jacqs Scraps. Thanks for joining me today for a project share. I once again used the My Scrap Chick SVG file for her bookcase, and I created another version of a recipe box. My girlfriend is a Pampered Chef independent consultant, and she asked me if I could create a recipe box to fit these large recipe cards. And she gets these from Pampered Chef. So of course I said yes, and I used that SVG file to create her a really fun recipe box. So let me show you how it turned out. So here is the recipe box that I created. I took the SVG file and I expanded the base construction for the side panels and the bookcase, which is now a recipe box. I did not use any of the other files. Any other decorating that's on here I created myself and using Cricut Design Space, and then I cut pieces by hand as well as with my Cricut Maker. So the box itself is 7 1/4 inches wide. It is about 3 5/8 inches in depth, and from the bottom to the top here is about, oh, let me see, I kind of forget now. It's about 6 7/8 inches tall, but when you consider the chef hat that I added here, it then becomes 10 1/2 inches tall. So she picked out the paper collection that she wanted me to use, and I used Saucy by Authentique. For my matting, I used DCWV textured double-sided cardstock. So that's the paper collections that I used to create this project. Now let me go through the rest of the details. Let's start here on the front panel. I used one of the border edge images in Cricut Design Space to cut this out of the paper collection, and I did it to where it's on both sides, so it looks good either way that you're looking at it. I loved adding this additional detail. I just think it made it look really great, and I initially put it up here at the top, and then I thought, oh, well, why don't I just add it here? And it really just set off the whole recipe box. I'm just loving how that worked out. So on the front, I did some double matting here. I added some stickers that I had in my stash, and those are from Crafter Square at the Dollar Tree. It had this really cute sticker set. Sorry for the glare, it's hard to show you that. But the colors were perfect for this recipe box. I added some enamel dots, and these are from Celebrate Autumn by Echo Park. I added 3 of them here, and then I added one here at the top of this oven mitt so that it looks like it's hanging on the wall, especially great with the plaid in the background. I just love how that turned out. All of these are dimensional, which makes it even better, and they're popped up on foam. On the side panels, I just added 1 layer of the paper collection here. I love this Art Deco type print, or retro if you want, just very vintage looking there. So that's on both sides. Now she's going to be taking this with her when she does her Pampered Chef shows or goes to craft fairs and places like that, or vendor fairs. And so I didn't want to put too much decoration on it because of it going to be pulled in and out of her storage system. I wanted it to be able to have some pieces that would decorate the front and the back, but that the sides would be plain so that they wouldn't get, wear and tear on them with her pulling it in and out of her storage. So that's why I left these blank, but I really just love that paper as well. I used that on the inside also. On the back side, I added this adorable little 3x4 cut apart from the collection. It says, "Why, yes, I am a domestic superhero." I love that. I layered that on some of that DCWV cardstock, and then I added some more of these dimensional sticker elements. Again, adding an enamel dot here to make it look like it's, you know, hung up. Just love how that turned out. On the bottom, I carried over the double matting and the same print. I love having that. She really loved this print, so I wanted to make sure that was on the outside. And I used some beads as my little feet. I think I got those from Michael's. And then on the inside here, you'll see I carried over the double matting of the paper. We have an apron print there, which is really pretty, and I carried that over in the back, the bottom, and the front. You can even see that the front is decorated there. The chef hat here was an image from a Cricut Design Space that I used, and then I imported the Pampered Chef logo here, and then I put that on top of this layer of the image, and then I sliced it so that it would cut out the spoon and the P and the C, and then that the black cardstock or the shadow piece would then, you know, bring that forward so that you could see what it was. And I love how this turned out. And then you can see a little bit on the back. Just so cute. So that's all the decorating for the recipe file box. Let me show you the dividers that I created. I found a divider in Cricut Design Space that I used. I resized it, and then I duplicated it and created a piece that would cut out the decorative pattern that I would need to mat my base divider. And then I also used a label that they had in Cricut Design Space to create little labels for each of these dividers. Now I have pattern paper and the label on the front, and then I left all the backs blank. I'm not sure if she's going to need these or not, so I didn't want to do too much on them and have them go to waste. But this way, if she puts her stack of recipe cards that she gives away when she's at shows, she will be able to divide them a little bit if she wanted to. So I'll just run through these so that you can see them. This paper was really beautiful. This one says corn, butter, cheese, apples, pudding, chips, just really fun. And this one looks like it's all about coffee, sugar, jam, and cookies. All the sweetness there. And another like Art Deco type design. So all of these dividers measure 7 by 5.5. And then, of course, the recipe card itself measures 7 by 5. So they fit behind there perfectly. And then they just go right on in there. So that's how it will look when she receives it. I love this. I'm telling you, I use that bookcase file from My Scrap Chick so many different ways. If you recall, I created another recipe file box from it, and I had a very tall back for the recipe box, and I loved it. I just created a bookcase, which is what it was meant for, but I have just found that it's very, very handy to have that particular cut file. I'll have that link down in the description box below for you. And that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this project share, and I'll see you next time.